I think we are live. Don't know if this is working, but if it's working, send us a message. I don't know. But crazy weekend, Steve. Masters, what a roller coaster events. Probably helps us lead into what we wanted to talk about today with the mental health. And could you imagine the mental struggles or even the mental health that Rory would have had if he would have blown that?
Oh man, I mean, what was it? Was it the PGA or was it the Players Champ last year where he like missed that 2-footer
Yeah,
and
something. It
like
may have been
two
the
or
U.S.
three
Open.
footer?
I think it was the U.S. Open.
Oh, it was U.S. Open,
Shamboa.
and and you could just see just the wheels kind of come off, and he doesn't. He's famous for blitzing the interview and all that stuff, but like man, he was working through some stuff. Like I don't blame him for running away from the interview. I was like, so you have to man up, but those guys don't get a break. They go right from playing the rounds into the interview without being able to decompress. Like at least in the locker room, we could chill for 20, 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, yes. So when I'm watching him, like I'm just watching him throughout the last round and I know what's in his head. Like everyone's got to know at that point, right? And just his reactions to like good shots. He's like overly excited. I saw him hit a nasty shot under a pine tree, over the next pine tree, cut a 9-iron onto the green. And then I'm like, watch, he's gonna miss this putt, leaves it short. Yeah. It's like, but he was all like giddy and laughing. I'm like, dude, that's not the gamer that I'm used to seeing. Like he is nervous.
It was like he was trying to hide his nervousness. You're just like, sometimes you should do that in the bullpen. You're like so nervous, you try to like talk to the boys, even though it's not something you normally would do on some people.
Yeah.
Like, you're just trying to like distract yourself. But
no doubt,
you got to get in it.
Yeah, I mean, you like this example. So you remember when you were giving me grief about the double fist pump in Seattle? I mean, I was like nervous, and like, but I like being nervous out there. But I mean, that's what happens, right? Like I got so excited. We got out of it and ended up winning the game. Because if you remember, I was the last man standing. Yeah. I just made a stupid error 2 hitters before that where I made myself look like an idiot. Yep, shocker. And then I'm playing my old team that I wanted to beat real bad as well. I didn't want them to get the best of us. So all that pressure there, and then like the relief, it just comes out. I'm like, well, I was just overly anxious. Like it was just unnecessary. But that's what happens. You just like get overexcited. And so I look at athletes when they're out in the playing surface, and you can tell like just by their mannerisms if they're themselves or not.
I really like Justin Rose. You could tell this guy was on a mission. He felt it like.
Yeah.
Until he was like, I was more nervous. I was nervous for them, for him to have to face him, Justin Rose, because he was just so confident.
So confident. I mean, in that playoff hole, he threw a dart too. But I mean, Rory, to his credit, I mean, I don't think it's luck. He used the backstop to bring the ball back down, so smart. But when you know how it is in golf or even pitching, like not having to throw to bases and use finesse. Like when you're nervous, you let it eat. That's easy. But it's when you have to like gear up, take some off, make throws to first is like when the anxiety comes out for a lot of guys. So in golf, it's like the same thing, a 2-foot putt, 3-foot. For those guys, 6 feet, you're feeling it a lot more than the ones where you have to cut loose on like a wedge.
So like Rory said after he said he was so nervous, he said the double bogey on one actually calmed him down. Well, don't you think a lot of times we come in, we're just so nervous and like something stupid just happens and it just you're like, well, I'm already set up for failure. I might as well just calm down and just, start attacking. Like there's no point in being nervous anymore because you already screwed that one up.
Yeah, I could see that. I was kind of the other way around though. I don't know about you. Where if I was super nervous, I got that first out, I was like, all right, yeah, we're good. I don't know what I'm so nervous about.
First out always made me feel better. It's just nervous until I got that one out. And if you get a lead off walk and it's just like either you get mad or you're in your head. Something's gonna happen.
I used to just like I was like self-deprecating, like for example, that same outing, right? I got us out of a jam the inning before, going to face the Mariners in the 9th, 1-run lead. We have no one left in the bullpen. I'm toast as it is, but I'm wanting to be out there. And so I'm like fired up. I'm gonna get it done. 1, 2, 3, let's go home. First guy hits a dribbler back to me. I clank it and then slide and try to throw it from my knees. This Mariners bench is making fun of me. I got Seager over there laughing with Vogelback. I'll never forget. It was hilarious. And I'm like, well, nice job, you idiot. Like, how are you going to get out of this one? That's what I tell myself. So that helped me out. Just to like,
came in so pumped.
So, yeah, I was fired up. So
So
Anyways,
leads me into a
I
little
was
bit
the other
about
way
the
around.
mental health. I've been seeing a lot of posts lately about, seeing the shrinks, which is something. Did you ever see the team shrink later in your career? I feel like when I first came in, it was like you were frowned upon and considered weak
Hmm.
if you decide to go sit and talk to the shrink. And I don't know. I first tried to talk to that guy, and I had one in Milwaukee, and he's always like, "Well, what can I do for you? What do you want me to do for you?" I was like, "I don't know. That doesn't solve the problem. Like, I'm here for you to tell me." So I
Yep.
stopped talking to him because I felt like that wasn't helpless until I don't know. What do you think early in your career? What was the thought on that?
Oh, it's exactly what you said. Like no one ever goes to see that guy unless something is like, oh, this guy's messed up in the head. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so that was just you know what it was too, Kent, is that was the mentality. Like you go see the team shrink, like, oh, this guy's toast. Like can't trust him out there. Or if you
right.
go to the training staff, especially if you're a young guy, like that was a huge no-no. And so those two things, man, I just stayed in my locker. Like I
Yeah,
remember getting a line drive off my back, and for a month straight, I was locked up, like hurting, and I could not see the trainers because the veteran guys would have got on me. The trainers didn't want to work on me. They're like, "Who's
yeah.
this young guy coming in here?" And so I was just wearing it. So the same thing with the team, psych. So
Did you ever go to the point where you feel like so much anxiety or so much anything, depression, where you feel like you just went and you sat down and talked to him?
my rookie year, I snuck in and saw the guy because I had, the problem with throwing the bases, and our pitching coach was like, "You need to get this figured out." I'm like, "I don't know. I'm like working on it. It's in my head. I threw one ball away that should have been caught, and after that, I couldn't get it out of my head." So I met with the team shrink my rookie year when it was the Florida Marlins, and he had me do all these exercises. Like I don't even know how to describe it. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but it did, just to say it didn't work. It wasn't for me.
Right.
Um, and then as the career got on, I just listened to a lot of stuff. Listened to a lot of veteran guys, how they work through their process and everything, and learned from teammates, where I didn't really talk to those guys too much until later in my career. Yeah,
Right.
I'd be more open to talking, especially with the Cubs. I'm going to take the up most of the time, but I'm coming off
Yeah.
a good year with the Rays, right? Had probably my best 2 month stretch of my career. Going to the Cubs, they have a legendary team psych, Ken Ravizza, the late Ken
I heard
Ravizza,
about him.
amazing guy, and he was just going guy to guy. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't want to talk to him. Like I am in a really good headspace. The last thing I need is for a team psych to like try to like peel back some onions that I don't think I have a problem with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I avoided him for a while. And then about halfway through the season, I remember we were in Dodger Stadium, and he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, I've seen you pitch. You're doing a great job. I never introduced you. I never introduced myself, and we never chatted." And Ken Ravizza, I'm like, "Hey, nice to meet you." He's like, "Tell me about your process." And I got to tell him. And after the conversation, I'm like, "Dude, that was awesome. Like, what am I doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to explain my process to him. Like, I was excited about what I've been working on. He's like, "That's great, man." You're like, "Who you talk to?" I'm like, "I don't know. Just kind of learn from teammates." And so, like, from that point on, I'm like, I don't know what I've been so worried about this whole time.
Right.
Like, this has been good. So,
My see, but for me, I've always wanted to stay out of it. I don't know. I never tried. I didn't really trust. I think I always had trust issues with front offices. I always felt like I got screwed by a trainer telling a front office stuff. Like I just never, and then ended up not trusting anyone. And then finally just got to the point in what 18, I was just 18 when I got traded to you guys, I was struggling mentally, and then 19, I could tell in spring training I was still spiraling. So
mhm.
finally, I just kept walking back and forth to Tewksbury's office. I just kept walking by
Yeah.
it every day. I'm like, I'm just gonna go sit in there. So I sit down, and then I don't know, man. We just started talking and unloaded. I don't know. It was amazing. I think it gave me the next 3-4 years of my career because it was just like he gave me a process, and I held everything. I got to unload on everything, but now I wasn't scared to go talk to any other shrinks and any other teams. I think I was always just scared because I didn't trust them. And even then,
Mhm.
I still think in Philly that might have I think she might have told them stuff which could have ended up me getting released. I don't know, but like
Yep.
I just always had trust issues. But at least with Tewksbury, I trusted that guy, and then he gave me his book. And once I read his book, that gave me more clarity on a process to do. And I
Mhm.
just think more kids these days, I think even with my son right now, sometimes he holds it back of not telling me what he's feeling, but he'll tell my wife. But it's like I can't. It's hard for me to really connect him as a coach, and a dad. If
Yeah.
he's not telling me, I wish he would just tell me more what he's thinking. Because I don't want to ruin the experience for him. And I don't want to overcoach him. I don't want to act like the game's easy. Like it's just so hard. Where I think we got to help our kids just be like open to talking about it.
Yeah, I think so. You bring up a good point too, especially as a coach, right? Like, I mean, I'm coaching 10U softball and helping out with varsity baseball and stuff. But like, let's say my softball girls, we lead the league in hitting, not runs scored, but we also are last in the league in allowing runs because it's hard to throw. We don't throw strikes. It's really difficult for 10-year-olds in softball.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, what am I going to do? I don't know how to throw in softball, so I can't teach mechanics.
That's hard.
So finally, I got to a point where like, I'm like, girls, I really don't care if you throw the ball off the top of the backstop or your dot in 3 pitches, as long as you give me everything you have out there. Like, I want this to be enjoyable for you, whether you win or lose. And like, because I want them to have a good experience at this young age to be able to want to play again next year. And that's because hopefully the parents are listening to this, and I don't have a problem with this on this team, but there are some out there. The parents are so tough on their 8 and 10-year-olds that it just clams them up. They don't enjoy it. They're afraid of what their parents are going to say. I have a kid on the varsity team who can't play in front of his dad as a senior. You know, it's really difficult. Right. And it's, you know, I should say, we have it, and it's sad to see, right? Because like this kid didn't get to enjoy baseball, or these girls don't get to enjoy softball to the most, you know, to the max level.
Yeah, it'll never be fun again. I promise you. It's not
exactly.
It's amazingly like fun and stress free.
Man. And sometimes when I'm hard on my daughters, again, I don't realize that. Like, I gotta come apologize. I'm like, look, I mean, I shouldn't have said that, or I was too difficult on you here. Like, you're doing a great job. Just know I just want you to have fun, and you know, I just want you to get better. That's all. But at the end of the day, it's like you just gotta make it fun for them at this age, and then it becomes a business when you're our age. You know what I mean? When you're playing at the next level in baseball. So
that's where I'm struggling, because I never wanted to coach Knox before this reason, where it's like, to me, it's like sometimes I'm like, it's not that hard to throw strikes, but I forget he's only playing for 5 months. He's only started 5 games of his life. Where sometimes I'm like losing my mind, I'm like dying inside of. I want to just go out there and tell him how to throw the strikes, and what's wrong with you? It's not that hard. Like I'm battling it so bad. Finally, the other day I told the manager guy, I'm like, I think I'm just going to tell you what to tell him, and you just go out through the mound visit, because he is scared to death when I walk out there, and I do not want that. I don't want to ruin the experience. He's so good at hitting, but when he gets in the box, it feels like he's so scared that he's going to let me down. He just doesn't swing.
Yep. Totally.
And he'll scared to death in the box. So it's just like, I don't know. I'm learning. It's so hard to coach your own kid. I don't know how people that are successful at it, I don't know how they do it, but it's like a battle every day. Even with BMX, he doesn't want to let me down. I'm just trying to explain, like, you just give your best effort. It doesn't matter. It's so hard. But I just wish he would talk to me more as far as the mental side. Like, let me know what you're feeling. What helps you?
Yeah, totally. And that's what I was trying to get at with the whole softball thing. Like, we have this one girl on the team. We have really 2 girls on the team that can really pitch, but they just, I finally, I was like, last week, she's throwing great in practice. I'm like, hey, what was it? What's the difference between practice and the game? Like, because in practice, you're nails. And she's like, I just get nervous. Like, I just don't want to throw balls. I start throwing all over the place. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I want you to take however you feel right now in practice, use that in the game, and just nothing changes. I promise you, as a coach, the girls, your teammates, we know you're giving your best effort. We don't care. Just go out there and let it happen. And dude, to her credit, she threw great at her last outing.
Really?
We tied, but that was just a huge victory for her. I was so pumped. And so I'm like, man,
the rides home, like, this is where when I watch like Jeff Francore's podcast, and a lot of athletes talk about the ride home as a dad. It's like, he said, you just cannot bring it up. Don't bring anything up. You got to let them bring it up to you. That way they want to talk about it. You can't get in the car and start yelling at them. Like, see, I battled that early on too, where they get in the car and it's just like unload, and then they're crying. It's just like, then you feel terrible. Now I'm really trying. Last couple of weeks, I've been really good. We get in the car and we just go, and if he wants to talk about it, he'll bring it up. If not, he's talking about, we can go to In-N-Out or something. So if he just wants to go to In-N-Out, he definitely don't want to talk about the game or the
right. Yeah.
That's hard. That's so hard. It's so hard.
I think boys and girls are different with that, though. I mean, some girls aren't, but like my daughter, bless her heart, man. we got crushed. Like not one of our. So we have a 5-run max per inning, and it's usually only goes 3 innings because pitching is really difficult for the girls. Well, this particular game, every single inning went 5 runs, so we lost 15-2, and we get home, and I was like, hey, she played a good game, and like, hey, there's little things we could have done better here, for you, Emmy, but overall, like, good. Like, these are good learning experiences. And she goes, Dad, did we win? And that's when I started getting. I was like, I paused. I went, oh man, Em, I'm not sure if we were watching the same game. The sarcasm came out. I was like, I gotta stop right there. I'm like, Emmy, did we pitch well today? How many runs did they score each inning? He's like, a lot. I'm like, how many runs did we score? Not many. I'm like, hun, we got smoked. No, we didn't win. But oh man, that one got me. That's so hard to.
That's an eye opener. Like they're just out there.
Yeah, they're just out there with their friends, and that's the beauty of it, right? Like they're enjoying it now. I'll say one more thing. In Major League Baseball, right? It's a business, and we're out there, we're grinding every day, and it takes until a little bit after the season ends for the dust to settle. And like one of the greatest things I got to do was, I think it was after the 2021 season, I got off the plane, went home, and one of my buddy's kids was playing in a game. I watched like a championship Little League game, and I got to see the enjoyment, how much those kids were having fun and enjoying the game. And I was like, man, my last year in ball, I need to like do this more, just appreciate the game part more. This is too cool, so that's one thing. I wish we enjoyed it more.
I wish I did that. I hated it so much my last year.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I think Knox just had that broken. I think I was more like distracted by my son. Like I was talking to my wife about it the other day. I think I was so caught up in trying to get him back to what himself from the broken jaw. I was just so distracted that he was racing. I just could not focus on, it's too hard. If you're not focused on your baseball at that level, like it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't enjoy it. I hated it. It sucks that I hated it so much because I gave my whole life to it, and it gave so much back.
Yeah.
Now that's what I'm trying now. I'm really trying to like coach certain kids, really trying to enjoy it. Not like be hard. Even when I coach, like train kids at my house, like try not to, I'm not hard on them. Let them know that, I got the pitching dummy. If they throw one behind, I'm like, great. You throw behind them, outside's wide open. They're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea.
That's awesome.
I'm like, I'd rather you hit the kid than give up a home run. So if you hit him, who cares?
Yeah. That's great. The back to the mental skills, I'm glad that guys, if they have a good mental skills coach on the team in the organization, right? I'm glad guys utilize them, man. And because you'll find that a good one will use what like makes you click and like helped you just get stronger in that area. So for instance, like what made you click out there was a lot different probably than what made me click, but at the end of the day we both wanted to win games. So for me, like we've talked about it before, it's my faith. So I could go to Tewksbury and tell him like, hey, this is how I think through this. It's I play this game because of my faith in God and in the Lord, and so we talk about it, and he could talk to anybody about anything with that. Like so good, and like he's just very relatable. So I always appreciated that, and I wish, like I said, I'm glad guys utilize these mental coaches more.
Yeah. As long as, like I said, you got to trust them. I just feel if you feel like there's kind of a disconnect, like sometimes they seem like they're too close to the manager or front office, and it's kind of like, are you telling them what I tell you?
Yeah.
That part's kind of weird to me. But Tewksbury, I trusted more than anything because he played the game and he would never do that to you.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. One more thing. So the Angels had an awesome mental skills guy. And I was new to the team, and he made a meeting with 2 guys every month, let's say, just to see like what made them go. But his thing was he wanted to show you the Mike Tyson video. You ever seen it? Where like it's Mike Tyson's thought process before he enters the ring, how he's terrified, he's scared, and as he's entering the ring, he's getting more and more confident. And then basically, as he's standing face to face with his opponent, as soon as he looks away, he knows he has him. Right. And like I've watched that video several times, and when he showed me that, I'm like, me and you are on the same wavelength. Like I'm as soft as it comes in the locker room.
Until you get on the mound.
And then when I get on the mound, like that's the mentality. Like I got to do this. Otherwise, my team's stats are in jeopardy here. I take that seriously. And so me and him just connected immediately.
It was the most nervous part of the outing is waiting for the phone to ring for you. That is by far the worst part. After that, you just gradually get more confident. You start warming up, you're nervous, but then you're dotting. Now you're getting more confident, but you're still a little nervous because now you're thinking about who you got to face. But then as you're running in, you're getting more confident. You throw your warm ups in until first pitch, it's over.
It's go time.
Yeah, there's no nerves after that, really.
Well, let me ask you this: what was your debut like then? Were you terrified or were you like fired up? What was that like?
I don't know if I wasn't terrified. I was nervous. I was extremely nervous, but I wasn't terrified. I was pretty at that time. I was on a heater in AAA, so I guess I was just had a lot of confidence at the point of my stuff. And they brought me in with runners on, which is not the best idea for someone. I mean,
yeah,
3-1 ball game. You're bringing me in with someone's runners on. It's terrible for that guy. But I don't know. I was just confident in my stuff. I was nervous, but it was a good nervous. I wasn't overly nervous. I kind of remember everything that was going on. It wasn't like when guys were like, "Oh, I didn't feel my legs," and I blacked out. Like I didn't have that. Got the guy to grind out the short. Had to go back out and work out of a jam. So I don't know. I mean, it was good nerves. I guess it depends where you're at, and that's if you're coming up and you're not very confident in your stuff at the time. Maybe it's like a blackout moment. But I mean, I was kind of locked in.
That's awesome.
What about you?
I was pretty nervous. Actually, I was going against the 2010 Brewers, who that team was nasty. And so the last guy who made his debut gave up 6 runs, no outs, 2 homers back to back to Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun. So I'm like, oh, I can't get any worse than that, I guess. So I'm just gonna go out there and let it eat. No, but seriously, I remember running out there. I was nervous, knees were shaking. Casey McGee was up, and I threw him a high fastball. He fouled it off, and then the next one he just hit straight into the ground, and we threw him out. And I wasn't a strike thrower, especially in the minor leagues. I would spray it. And I was like, I remember just being like, what am I so worried about? These guys are just human beings like me. And then I just went off. Like that's for me, that's where my pro career clicked on that moment. And like I threw 18 pitches, 16 strikes. Then they tried to test me in a bases loaded situation and didn't do as well. Walked a guy, then struck a guy out to get out of it. And then they just kept giving me opportunities. You know how it goes. Like they want to keep testing you. So it was pretty cool. That's when it kind of just clicked for me. We're like, I'm just putting too much pressure on myself. Who cares?
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, as soon as you realize they're just someone else holding a bat. Real quick, I got to read this. So one of these kids I give lessons to, I just started giving lessons, but he's that 9-year-old with a good arm.
Yeah.
So his dad accidentally texted me last night summarizing the game. He meant to text his business partner, but you would have thought this was the most unbelievable game ever. Listen to this.
Yeah.
So he goes, as you know, he played against the number 1 team in the league, a team full of club ball kids. He threw 80 pitches with 48 strikes. When he missed, he barely missed. He gave up 2 hits, struck out 9, and walked 3 on all full counts. He hit his pitch count at the beginning of the 5th inning. When coach took him out, the score was 6-2. Braxton's team was winning. The next pitcher gave up 5 effing runs. Braxton's team was the home team. They got the last at bats with the score 7-6. First 2 kids strike out. Braxton gets up, singles to right center. He would proceed to steal second, third, and then home. There was a play at the plate, and he was called safe, tying the game at 7. It was unbelievable. Next kid gets up, strikes out, and it was over. Unbelievable game. I swear I lost years of my life from the stress. He said, sorry, I meant that for a business partner. I was like, man, that was a crazy game.
That's amazing.
I text back. I said, life of the dad.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. That's what's exciting about parents, right? Like I just sent you that video of Emmy hitting a triple, and like last year, not even close. And like this year, I got her a little elbow guard to come in and help her get over her fears of getting hit a little, and then she's just like goes.
That's awesome. I should get knocked that.
Yeah, I got her Evo Shield. Yeah, Evo Shield, and got it for her for Christmas. She's like, it's uncomfortable. I'm like, just give it a try. And dude, ever since the first game, she almost didn't play this year because she was so scared of the ball. I was like, just give it one more chance. I promise you I won't say anything else. It'd be a shame if you didn't just try one more time. And now she's like, all she wants to do is play softball. She walks around the house doing the windmill pitch, like working on her mechanics. Like, it's cool. Yeah.
She's such a stud athlete. Like, it's like all we need, like when we talked to her there, like she just needs to want to do one of them really. And then she'll be really good at either one of them, like soccer, volleyball, whichever one she picks, golf.
Yeah. I don't care what she does. As long as she just picks at least one, like she can do multiple, but because, it teaches the kids a lot about life in sports and how to overcome adversity. Like she just is learning now. Like it's awesome.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's cover a little baseball. Let's see what we got going on here. We got the Yankees at 10-7. Oh, let's see. Detroit, 10 I mean, everyone first place. Texas first place. Mets are in first. Atlanta 5-12. I don't think they're ever going to get out of that hole, Steve. Even if Acuna comes back.
I know.
Show Cubs. I watched the Show Cubs lately with the obviously they went to LA, but man, their bullpen is rough. And they went to San Diego. I'm sorry, man, but that Pearson guy sucks. And he's got great stuff. He's got great stuff. But I said that when they traded for him last year, he's not very good. They keep bringing
but then he threw really well last year after you said that. Remember?
10 ERA. Give me a break.
It's just he's thrown 3 games.
He's not good.
Ugh.
His stuff is good. I'll give him his stuff is good. But
hold on a second.
That only goes so far.
It's hard. Hey,
he's a low leverage. No, he's one of those guys. Low leverage, amazing. He's one of those guys who are like, yeah, he's a low leverage reliever. He looks amazing in low leverage.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Did he just get sent down or get hurt?
What? I don't know.
Transactions. He's not on the roster.
They took him off. They took him off after his brutal outing the other night.
Unless I just clicked over it.
You know
his name.
Nate Pearson.
Yeah. Did I miss it? Hold on.
No, he got option. April 15th. There you go.
Yeah. I don't say I didn't see him on the roster. I mean, yeah. Maybe Jed's onto something, but when he got traded over there, you were criticizing the dude. I'm just gonna say he shoved after that. It's low like leverage. It's like low
leverage.
He was pitching in high leverage situations last year.
I watched it. Shit himself, crapped himself, whatever, in high leverage.
No, I can't go on saying someone sucks in major leagues. I just can't do it. Especially when I remember how hard the game is.
I sucked at some point. They're gonna say it.
Yeah, but that's why you're salt and I'm pepper.
He had 11 holds. He had 11 holds last year.
Yeah, see, pretty good. But that brings up. Hold on, that brings up a good point, Brandon. Remember last week we talked about the Mariners and how they needed a big bat, and they just dropped the ball the offseason, getting the bat they need to make a solid lineup with their good pitching. The Cubs, for the third year in a row, have done nothing for the bullpen. They haven't signed a bona fide shutdown guy.
No, they traded for Ryan Presley, he's at the end of his career, but
yeah,
he's a closer, whatever.
Okay,
he's good.
Okay, yeah, but that's it. Like, who else are you going to lean on?
They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend money on the bullpen ever. Except the last time they did that was me and you. Last time they ever spent money, me, you, and Pedro Strop. They spent over $5 million probably. That's it. Now they're paying Ryan Presley and everyone else's league minimum. Brandon
Morrow, don't forget.
Well, he was before I got there, but yeah.
That's true. No, he was hurt when you were there, but that's why they went and got you.
You got to have that. You got to have guys you got to pay a bullpen. If you want to be successful.
Do you think that
Tommy's good. Sorry to interrupt, but Tommy Hotovy is good, but I'm sorry, the bullpen thing, whatever, the pitching lab is not that good. You got to pay some guys to come in there and shut some games down high leverage. That lab does not get you ready for high leverage on the road, stadium going nuts. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you're dead on. I mean, you could bring up all the young guys you want. It's like, who would be a good example? Remember Rowan Wick coming up?
Yeah,
Joe wouldn't put him in any high leverage situations. I mean, he put me in when I couldn't even breathe against the Padres before they put Rowan in, and then all of a sudden when I started struggling, who else was Stropey struggling? I don't know. Bullpen was struggling. They started testing him out in high leverage situations. He showed he could handle it, and then boom, you got your guy. You can't just throw guys in the fire right away. You know what I mean? No. It just cannot happen. You have to build them up. So I don't know if with this Presley guy you're talking about, like you're saying, that he didn't pitch in high leverage situations, he showed he can do it and then slowly start integrating him early on in the season, then boom. But the problem is when you get to the trade deadline and you're kind of in the hunt and your bullpen's iffy, you're screwed for the rest of the year unless you bring a guy up or bring a guy over, or you already prepared a guy early on in the season.
Yeah.
Or trade for a guy, at the deadline, or bring a guy, early in the season, you throw him to those situations. It's so tough, man. So that's why I think in the offseason, it's huge. I mean, you got Presley, of course, but you need a guy to get to Presley or to use Presley. Yeah.
And they have a good team. They have a good team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're missing one or two huge bullpen pieces that they need to have an excellent team, not just a good team. Good ain't going to win you a World Series or get you to playoffs.
You got guys like no. Look at the Phillies. The Phillies are spending. I don't like the money who they're spending their money on, but they are loaded for bear. Like as far as bullpen guys, they're spending money in the bullpen, a lot of money in the bullpen, and on the rotation team. I mean, they're a solid team. The Cubs can easily do the same thing, I guess, if the owner would let them. But I don't know what the heck's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a big Cubs fan, big Angels fan. You know, I guess Marlins too. I got to root for them because I'm local now. But
what are they doing? What are the Marlins doing?
They're like just below 500. You know, they're just playing to have a team. Essentially, it seems like. But
like what's the
got to root for them.
What's the Rockies' goal? You see KB on the.
So I think it's a better question.
Back problems.
Yeah,
that's sad.
He was already kind of injury prone, and then you go to Colorado. That was just no offense to KB, but that's a bad sign for Colorado because of his injury history. It's hard to stay healthy in Colorado.
Workout guy anywhere. He's not a big workout guy. He's just a good athlete that was just going to hold up till he could.
One thing, back to the Marlins. One thing that excites me is their manager. You know, he's a World Series champ. He was the bench coach last year for the Dodgers, Clayton McCullough.
Base coach, get it right.
Or first base coach. I'm sorry. Whatever. World Series champ. I've got to talk to him a little bit. Our kids go to the same school. He's an awesome dude. You would love to play for this guy. Yes. Really? Super chill, like very like methodical, like well organized, like good, just dad. They had an off day. He drove all the way up to Jupiter just to go to his kid's international festival and be there for that, and then drove back down that night. I'm like, dude. I was like, he walked by. I'm like, you're a good dad, man. He's like, huh? I'm like, I know you have an off day. You're a good dad. This is sick. And so, yeah, good dude, man. I really, that's why I root for them.
Dads would have stayed home.
Yep.
Let's see.
No doubt. Let me ask you this.
The Cubs bullpen. The Cubs got Merriweather. He's off to a good start. This Hodge guy is actually pretty good. Porter Hodge, he was 24. He was pretty good last year too. Last year he had a 1.88, 43 innings, 52 punchy, sub 1 whip. So that seems to be there. 7-8-9 is Merriweather, Hodge, Presley. It's after that where it's like if those guys need a day off is where they're going to struggle.
So Merriweather, super good stuff. He's nasty. It's just a matter for him to stay healthy too. Yeah, he's been hurt a lot. Yep.
He had a 6.6. Well, he only pitched 15 innings last year, so he must have been
hurt or called up. When he was a closer for the Blue Jays at one point.
Nasty. I remember watching him. Nasty with a nasty.
Yeah, 2021.
He got hurt right away.
Yep. So, by the way, I want your opinion off the top of your head. I'm watching. I don't want to say which game I don't want to give it away, but who for you is like one of the more underrated pitchers you've seen over the years?
Pitchers.
Yeah.
Starting pitchers?
Yes.
Underrated.
I'll just give it away. I just watched this guy on TV today, and this guy you just forget about, and he is year in and year out just unbelievable.
Who you gonna talk
Blue Jays? Yeah.
Bassett?
Yes.
What a dirty The thing is, the stuff he's got so many pitches. The only thing that turned me away from Bassett is he was such a douche in the minor leagues where he was just like I wasn't a fan anymore.
Really? Oh man,
such a douche in Double-A.
Yeah, but I watch him on the mound. I'm like, I want that guy to be pitching in the game I'm playing in. Like he is a straight gamer. Because like years ago,
he's got $1 billion. He's 36 years old.
I know, and he's still doing it. Look at his numbers this year so far. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's just
Cy Young. He should be Cy Young.
It's all mentality.
Leader.
Yeah.
Are you calling him Cy Young Award winner right now?
No. I'm just saying he's underrated. I don't think people talk about him enough. He was nasty with the Mets. He's great with the Mets.
He went to Toronto.
Now he's with Toronto. Yeah.
Those guys could be so with their rotation that their bullpen's just half decent.
I know. Bullpen. Do you think with the bullpen, like, this bullpen, these guys have bad bullpen. Do you think guys are just getting blown out because the people go to the bullpen so much that it's just a revolving door? There's no continuity?
Yes.
That's what I think.
The one thing we had was good. Like we relied on you a lot, but like we were able to. One, we were pumping our other guys up. Let's just say if we had the day off, we were like very supportive. You know, sometimes guys won't even root for the guy that goes in. They want to lose their job to that guy. But in reality, like, bro, I really need you to be good so I can get some days off. So it's like that's how the continuity really forms in the bullpen.
Well, yeah. So I mean, so with the Cubs, though, in our defense, we had some pretty good starting pitching that would go deep, with the exception of Chatty. Chatwood, we're just like, please just go 4 or 5 innings. Yeah, like, poor guy was just, he was giving everything he had, but it just wasn't there for the first year anyway. The second year, he was pretty good.
Second year, I was his bullpen coach, or I was his pitching coach in the bullpen. Of course,
he hated the bullpen. His stuff was so good. But, you know, it's just the mental game's hard sometimes. He remember having him on, was it last year? He talked about that stuff. But
well, it is hard when you get a sign up. Well, he was kind of okay in his other years, and then he signed a massive deal, and all of a sudden you went from Colorado to Chicago. Boom, lights are on. Like it's like way different. And if you don't get off to a good start, I mean, like I dealt with that when I went there too. If you don't get off to a great start, it's hard to get out of that hole. The only thing I credit, like you, Darvish, he figured out a way to get out of that hole after some very slow starts, and he was the slowest pace pitcher in baseball. That was terrible. I literally remember I counted. It was 39 seconds between each pitches.
Yeah, he was very slow. Man, he would actually. I wonder he's doing fine with a pitch clock though. Maybe it was just a tempo thing.
Well, I think but I think now the pitch clock with pitch calm. I think I would have struggled too if I didn't have pitch calm. Like I wish I would have had it with experienced it with pitch calm. We would have moved so fast.
Yeah.
But like when you're trying to slow the game down, high leverage, and you're on a pitch clock, and you can't get the signs right, that would be terrible. So they were very smart to do pitch calm.
Yeah, I think you're right. One of the best lines ever is before the pitch clock, because I didn't play with the pitch clock era, but wow, when I played with Wade Miley, he's like, boys, he works fast, right? Like super fast. He goes, boys, I'm either going to give it up real quick or get it done real quick. It's going to be one or the other. That was it. That was his line for the year. Awesome. And so he'd get shelled really fast, give up 10 runs fast. Or I remember we were losing to the Padres. Burley. Yeah. Oh, dude, Burley was the best tempo guy. So
those guys are the best starters. Oh man, did you see DeJong, whatever, get blasted in the face last night?
No.
Go watch that, man.
All right,
he got
pull blasted. It up. Hope he's all right.
He had to get. He's bleeding everywhere. He had to walk off. That's bad. That's a bad one.
Yeah, that's tough. I hate to see that. Have you ever done that to someone?
No.
Last thing. I in minor leagues I did. I dropped a guy, blood all over home plate. They brought an ambulance through center field. Talk about domed up. I had to keep pitching after that.
Oh man.
I was like, just set up away, man. Please just set up away. Like that's so yippy.
I was on the field. I was in the bullpen when Stanton got hit by Fires.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was trying to fight you.
I didn't hit many guys in my career. I hit one guy on purpose in my career, and I got called from the manager, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I got Wilson Contreras.
15 guys in my career.
Nice. I hit a lot.
Let's see how many you hit.
I hit, I think, 9 my last year alone. Bro, I'm telling you, the ball, I was just losing feeling in my hand with the ball. Like,
take a guess. How many you hit?
54.
59.
No way.
Yeah. 59 guys. Are you kidding me? 13 in your last year. 13.
I remember my first full season. I hit Kevin Youkilis in the ribs. You know how he holds his hands up high like this? And I dropped him hard, and he wasn't the same after that. And then he was helping out with the Cubs. I was a big Red Sox fan with those kids, so all my buddies were giving me crap, and I was like, "Hi, how's those ribs feeling?" He's like, "Dude, you destroyed me. Like that was the worst one of all time." Like right in the ribs.
That's because you're diving, because they're trying to dive out over the plate on you, and then the ball just comes right in.
Right.
59. What was going on here last year? 13 guys.
Oh, it's 13? I told you, man. Like the more I had to pitch, the more I lost the feeling in my hand. Like this ball feels like a feather. This is not good.
Hey, you only hit 3 guys. And I mean, it was more towards the end of your career where you started to hit a lot of guys. But before that, I mean, your 2012, you hit 6 guys. But after that, it was like 1, 1, 1, 4, 3, 1, 2, and then 9, 7, 6, 13.
I'm throwing 88 miles an hour, 88, 91. That's plus. now to those guys. Like, I got to get him off the play somehow, right?
I agree. It's probably with a bunch of dumb sliders you're throwing or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Well, hopefully this live thing is working. So if you guys have any questions or you want to jump in on, I don't even know if we can get people in on live, but we'll be back next week. It depends what time Steve's ever available. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. We'll see.
Later.
Enjoy your breakfast and podcast right away.